All right, Hero Comics here with an update video trying to explain why I was offline for a few days. Alright. The main issue why I was offline is because we are trying to pay for this house. We're doing we have a mortgage. And we're trying to pay on the mortgage. And the issue is the way things work is the my mom will is like any money that comes in and give as much as you can of it to put it in the mortgage fund, put it in the mortgage thing. All right, once it gets to be enough, then it will be taken out as mortgage. Yeah, that's basically how it goes. So we basically ship it. It's one of those things that I said I was I yeah, basically there's something about certain things I miss but I'm okay with not being, having to deal with it anymore. It's bittersweet, but it's like, yeah, in ways it's better that I don't have to deal with that stuff anymore. Basically, rent. Rent is something I don't have to deal with right now. But, back in the old days, it would be like, oh, yeah, especially in a certain place that we got before we got this place. I'd be like, okay, the rent is $1,000. Okay, so one check, would be like, oh, it's coming up the first of the month. Give us put the money in. Me and my mom and my brother would all pitch in, to get $1,000 together to give for rent. As soon as we could. That's how it would go. Boom. That was it for the month. And the rest of the time, we'd be like, let's pay bills and buy things. That's basically how it would be. Now, it's a little different. Now, it's like, mom's like, there's certain, the issue is sometimes it's like the mortgage is going to come out soon, so get the stuff in. But other times it's like, hey, I'd like to get more money into that mortgage. Basically, mortgage bank account as soon as possible. So yeah, you're getting paid, aren't you? Yeah, I'll take a good chunk of that for mortgage. I'm like, okay. And I'll do it because we're buying a house. But the issue with that is sometimes it's like, okay, you took a good chunk for mortgage, and all right, it's like, hey, and then it's like, hey, what about me? We could use some money. I'm like, yeah, you definitely could, but unfortunately, of all the resources that we pay money for, internet is, I'd say, the least important. Because basically, if we lose internet, then that sucks. But we get to keep water, electricity, gas at the house. We get to buy food. We get to buy other things that we need. Aren't food. Other things that we need that are, stuff like that. We get to buy that stuff. And it's like, okay, the internet, we were not able to pay internet for a few weeks. So it was like, yeah, lost the internet for a while. And then the phones decided, I have my phone here. And this phone decided that the people who own this phone, I won't show their brand, but you might see the brand already. But the people decided who own this phone were like, yeah, who basically are giving us the phone service, all right? We're like, yeah, you went over your data limit because we say so. So we're going to, slow you down. It sure says 5G on there still, but it's going to crawl like it was like dial-up. And I see that stuff happen with YouTube. I'm just like, I'm just like, that's what it sounds like to me. I'm like, oh, great. Thank you for download some Total Twins episodes on the Angel app, not sponsored, and use videos that I downloaded earlier to watch stuff and the videos I made. I watched those, I made playlists of those and things like that. I'm able to watch those and play those and enjoy those. But still, it's just like, And then I go to my local library, and they use their Wi-Fi, so that was nice. I was able to upload some things when I didn't have Wi-Fi in the house, or Wi-Fi in the house, so that's nice. But yeah, it was not fun. We have recently just got our internet back on. I was able to pay for it, get it back on, and I'm going to see if I can try to keep it on. Hopefully, it will be able to keep it on, but if it doesn't, then we'll just keep on trying. We'll figure other things out. I'm glad there's other resources. We have Wi-Fi at the library. If I need to, I can try Wi-Fi at some restaurant nearby, or whatever. Just how things are, But we are trying to buy this house, So once the house is, we're buying the house, and then hopefully the payments will go down after we buy it, yeah, or whatever, then we can buy other things. And of course, also a higher paid job would be nice, because then I could just be like, yeah, do that stuff. It'd be really freaking cool. No offense to current job at all or anybody in there, but yeah, I'm looking for something that pays more money. I'm very able to get that very soon. It's gonna be great. But yeah, pay more, get more money, so we can pay more, buy more things, stuff like that. Computer's having some issues as well, unfortunately. Lately, it's been an issue. It's looking like it may be a RAM issue, but it could also be the fact, I don't know, RAM issue, memory things. It could be some things like that. I don't know, because it will basically reset. It'll basically crash. Give me a blue screen on there. I'm like, yeah, it's not fun. But, whatever the case is, we'll figure it out. But yeah, it takes money. That crap takes money, and that's unpleasant. Because, of course, we need to spend as much money as, save as money as we can for mortgage and bills and other necessities. So, yeah, we'll see what's going on next. So, yeah, it's basically this whole thing, of mortgage is basically a thing that I'm glad we do, because it's important to know how to do it for a good cause. I also said basically it's like not being, paying rent, not knowing about mortgages is the same as not knowing about student loans. It's like, while I really wish I had not gotten student loans, because I owe $1,000 to some losers, I'm glad I know about them, so I can warn people against them. Never get student loans, ever. I'm not saying never go to college, but never get student loans. Wait until you can afford it or whatever. And also, so a lot of times, like in the Tuttle's Wins, with Mike Rowe, not all knowledge comes from college. I learned how to, the things I wanted to do, I did not need to go to college for. In fact, going to college to try to do it, try to do this stuff. Gaming programming, gaming stuff, animation, fine art, animation, and stuff like that. That stuff was not just, they didn't just teach you that. They try to teach you courses of things you don't need, you care about. So it's like, yeah, go to your library, go to the internet, go wherever you need to go. There's other places you can find the stuff you can, they'll be like, hey, yeah, I found books on drawing. I'm going to continue finding books on drawing. I found books, I got a computer. Got all kinds of stuff, scanner for cheap, all kinds of other things. And I'm like, yeah, this is what I want to do. This is the stuff I like, Now I'm learning to edit, I'm learning to write, all kinds of stuff without going to college. So it's like, yeah, didn't need to do that, So telling people, spreading the word, same thing, That's just how it is. Yeah, you learn how to do it. You learn that you don't need to, go through life. You learn you don't need to mess around with certain things. So that's great. So, yeah, cool thing is eventually this phone will speed up again, but, yeah, I be very careful with it, because the finicky data amount is interesting. But, yeah, we'll figure this stuff out. Yeah, that's what's going on. Basically, trying to find, a lot of money's going to the house, and other necessities. If we lose a resource, internet is the least damaging resource to lose. So that's how it goes. Cool thing is we can get it back eventually, because we all three, me and my mom and my brother, all three work. We all three make a bit of cash. So put that stuff together, learn how to script and save and whatnot, and stuff like that. We can get that stuff back on. We find other ways to do things. We're gonna figure that out. See you guys next time. Check me out on YouTube and DeviantArt.